Good afternoon. This is Diane from DNF Properties. Want to share with you what I learned today at my association. We had a speaker, a surveyor, who spoke about flood zones in Santa Clara County. And one thing he does, he's a surveyor, a land surveyor. He also does elevation certificates, which is important if you're on the border of a flood zone area. So that's a person to keep in mind if you want to perhaps throw your property out of the flood zone if you're paying flood insurance when you just have a tiny piece of your land that's actually in the flood zone or bordering it. But back to the seminar, one thing I learned that I didn't know is that every property is in a flood zone, every single one. The ones that pay for insurance are the ones that are in the special hazard flood zones. And those properties are the higher risks of flooding. Those properties with the higher risks of flooding have to pay the premium. As you all know or are aware that FEMA has a national insurance program. It was extended by Congress, so we still have the national around, and it's very expensive. But you can't buy a house. If you buy a house and get a loan, you have to have the flood insurance. If it's in a flood zone, no lender will lend unless you've got the flood insurance. So you could be stuck paying a lot of money a year for flood insurance. Some people are paying up to $3,500 a year for flood insurance, more than their homeowners. I learned that there are private insurance companies that do sell flood insurance. We had an insurance broker speak today as well, as she's an affiliate of our board, and she does a lot of presentations, and she helps a lot with the affiliate programs that we have. And she's an insurance broker, and she sells private insurance, and she, in many cases, saves quite a bit of money for people who are in flood zones and who want to compare. So if you do want to shop around, and if you're in a flood zone, give me a call. I'll share her number with you. Also, I learned that if you are in a flood zone, and if you get an elevation certificate and prove that your property is higher than the elevation, you can get it either taken out or have your flood insurance greatly reduced. This is where the surveyor comes in. He charges about $900 to do an elevation certificate, but it's well worth it if you're in a flood zone and you have to pay $1,800 to $3,500 a year in flood insurance, and you save that. Also, flood insurance, if you find out if you're buying a piece of property and you have flood insurance, that's going to increase your debt to income ratio, which could very well throw you out of purchasing that piece of property, because your ratios could be skewed because of that flood insurance. That it is included in your calculations for loan approval. So that's important. There's also an add-on to Google Maps, to Google Earth. It's a FEMA overlay. So I don't know the exact site, but I'll post it on my site. It's you just download it, and it's an overlay, so you can check. Zooming in on your parcel to see if you are in a flood zone, or if you're touching a flood zone, if you're real close to a flood zone, or you're paying flood insurance, there could be a possibility that you could escape that by getting an elevation certificate done. So what I'm going to do for a lot of my clients, I'm going to check their properties. If they pay for flood insurance, I know which ones do. And I'm going to check Google Earth for them. And if they can save money, I will be contacting them and let them know that they could save money perhaps by doing an elevation certificate or shopping for a private mortgage, private flood company. If you have any questions, or if I haven't sold your house or refinanced your house, and if you want to find out if you are in that zone, if you're paying flood insurance, give me a call and I'll help you, and we'll see if you could save some money. Saving money is always nice. Anyways, have a great day, and thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.